So we are live. I just wanted to thank you guys for getting on. And I know that we decided that weekly Tuesday night calls weren't going to be a norm just because there's so many other calls, so many great calls that have a lot of value. So instead of having it, just one more thing you have to tune into with duplication of other things, I wanted to kind of space some things out and make sure that I'm being respectful of everyone's time, but still providing you guys with what I think is valuable information and things that you just really need to know and things that were always given to me that I can continue to give to others. So I just wanted to hop in here. I know it was late notice this morning saying, hey, let's hop on a team call tonight, but I wanted to just run through a few things that were on my mind that have been either helping me or things that I'm going to be doing so that you guys can, implement and do what you want with them too. So with the promotion this month, if you don't follow Carl Deichler, you should. He always shares great things on his personal Facebook page, but he actually shared today that we've added 14,000 coaches this month alone in the month of April. Are some of them discount coaches? Absolutely. But those people that you're signing up and getting started, it's your responsibility to make sure that they're getting the results that they came in here for, whether it's business or financial or fitness or whatever it is. These people are coming in and it's our job to help them. And that is by offering a challenge group. So I know some people started challenge groups this past Monday. That's the kind of general theme schedule that I always follow. But if you haven't started yours yet, make sure you're still advertising for it. This promotion, this thing, it's huge because you're getting everything. I think of myself, like my husband bought P90X and Insanity both before we ever tried Shakeology, but those were $120 programs that we bought just for DVD programs for $160 or $184, I think, in Canada. You're getting so much more. You've got to talk that up. And whether you've met your goal or not, for me publicly, I'm starting to talk about the coaching opportunity now just because I'm heading to Punta Cana next week for the Success Club trip. So I want to start talking that up. But I'm still private messaging people who I've been talking to let them know of this promotional deal. So maybe you started your group on Monday like me. Maybe it starts next week. Maybe you started one April 1st. You still need to be talking about this because this is going to be a huge deal breaker for some people. If you talk to somebody in the months of February and March, whenever 21-day fix went back to 160, they can now get 21-day fix along with everything else with all access for that exact same price. If you talked to someone 6 months ago who fell off your radar, pull out your notebooks, go through your emails, take some time and go through Messenger. I remember one time I was on a flight that got delayed and I went through a whole bunch of just old emails and old challenge group applications that I just lost touch for. And if I had an email for somebody, I texted them. Or I'm sorry, a phone number. I would text them and say, hey, I know we talked such and such, are you still interested? And just touch base with them. And you've got to figure out a way to get those people who have approached you at some point. If they've expressed interest to you, that they were interested in your challenge group, that they were interested in Shakeology or whatever it was, make sure you're sharing with them. If they want a Shakeology for $30 more, they're going to be able to get access for 12 months to all these fitness programs, plus what's coming out next month and the following month. Or if they're just wanting a fitness program for $60 more, they're going to be able to try Shakeology and make sure they know that the regular price is, sorry, I'm writing something down that I don't forget. The regular price for Shakeology is $130. So sometimes people, when they think they're paying $60 for it, then they value it at $60 and don't ever want to pay $130. So make sure they know that, if they're coming in here saying they want BOD, well, that's $99, but our Shakeology is $130. And for $160, you could actually get Shakeology and this BOD. Are you interested? Just make sure you're throwing it out there. Don't just dictate the, I don't know, or, if they want BOD, make sure they know what the other options are. And like I said, run a second group if you need to. If you haven't met let's say you hit SC6 and you've got 3 new people that are in your challenge group, but there's still other people who are watching you who are still on the fence, offer a second group. Throw it out there. Say, because of the interest, I've decided to run a second group starting May 1st or 1st or 2nd. I can't remember which one's Monday. I think, no, the 31st is a Monday. So however you want to run it. But offer another group. If you still got people out there, reach out to another person on the team, co-run a group with somebody, but don't just stop because from my understanding, this promotion is only for the month of April. Could extend it. They've been known to do that before, but as of now, to my knowledge, it's only the month of April. And also tomorrow is the sneak peek for that new to you workout program. So it's the 19th. I did not have a chance to go look at the FAQ to see what time it's going to be up. The last time there was something on demand, I feel like it was up when I got up at 5 o'clock to work out. Other times it's effective at like 9 a.m. to 9 a.m. Pacific time. So like for East Coasters, it's not going to be ready till noon tomorrow. If you have a chance, check the FAQ. If you see it, let me know. Or if it's not listed in there, I would say don't bank on it being in there first thing tomorrow morning. But long story short, New to You is going to be a one-day sneak peek April 19th. This is your opportunity to talk about it because there are so many people. To me, this is Zumba. I've actually never done Zumba, but to me, that's what I get when I watch it. They're using 80s and 90s music. So they're trying to hit. My mom's actually here. She's working in Pittsburgh tomorrow, so she's upstairs with the kids. To me, that's like hitting like her era. Like it's hitting the older people who aren't into hardcore insanity or even like hip hop size or the top country hits music when they need something that they can relate to. Throwing 80s and 90s hits to Zumba like music. It is designed to be a beginner program. It is designed to be similar when we think of like we marketed Country Heat and size is like something anybody could do. It's still that same thing, but it's targeted towards a different thing. We had hip hop dance, we had country dance, and now this is like 80s Zumba dance. I don't know. I haven't seen any more than like you guys have seen as far as the clips. So even though my back is killing me and I'm going to the chiropractor tomorrow morning, I will at some point at least like get a little video clip done of me attempting to do some of this so that I can share about it, so that I can at least throw it out. Hey, this is what it is. Here's what it looks like. If you're interested in learning more when it's released on the 19th, shoot me an email or leave your email so I can put you on my distribution list. And I will actually start thinking out loud. I will probably you know what I did? I did create a quick blog post when it was released at Super Saturday. So I'll probably just redirect people to that blog post that shared like the vegan flavors that came out in the 2 new workout programs. I'll probably redirect them there so that they can just fill out a form if they want to be on the email list or leave their Gmail, whatever. But just know that is something. Also, something to just keep in mind is the international expansion. So some of you have seen it. I was actually just started coaching at the time Canada was introduced. So it was kind of at the same time I was starting. So I didn't necessarily see a boom whenever we branched into Canada. But anybody who was in this business pre-Canada and was able to experience the expansion to Canada will tell you that it was huge, not just because they started targeting Canada coaches, but because it was big for the network. For one, it's like reassuring that like this business is a big deal. It's not going anywhere. It's legit. I think their triple business rating thing is like A+, which is, I imagine, pretty darn good. So like this is just another thing to reiterate that like where we're going is all positive, that we have great things coming out, so much stuff coming down the pipeline. So make sure you're still talking about that in little things. So like one thing I did is I created a little image. If you have a blog, you can do this. It literally just on my homepage of my blog, it just says Beachbody's Going International. And I created a Wufoo application that just pretty much collects their name and email. We still don't know where they're going. My understanding was we would not find out until May, like after Super Saturday, after the Success Club trip. Everybody would find out together at some point in May. So they're not going to announce it at the Success Club trip because there's 2 waves. So it's not going to be until after that. But, rumor is it's the UK. I don't know. So at this point, like I don't talk about it a lot because I don't know much detail about it, but I've started to at least sprinkle it out there. And whether or not you have connections in the UK or China or wherever else we're going to be going, or you just know this is going to be something like this is where you can tell other people like, hey, if you're thinking about getting started into coaching, like I can't say that there's a golden time, but like this would be the time. We're getting ready to go abroad. We've stayed within North America. We're expanding to other continents. This is your time to get in now, to be able to experience that growth as a company. So like that's actually something I'm going to talk about in my next sneak peek. Like I haven't really talked about that much, but I feel like I should because that's a big deal. Not that we know much, but it's something that if someone who has a business mind is coming into this thinking like, oh, I've been thinking about coaching, I don't know, like we're just about to experience a big growth. So this is your opportunity to share that with other people who might want to get in on it, who have been dragging their feet, and this might be something that seals the deal. So long story short, just another little piece that you can talk about in regards to your business. That it is, a strong business, a growing business, and we are going international and you're excited about it and you can't wait to see what it is and you want to share it with other people when they know and, just start talking about now. That way when it comes, it's not like you're trying to go, find people in the UK and just say, hey, you want to come do this? Like start just talking about it now. Another random thing, if you have Google Chrome, there's a thing you can kill the newsfeed. It's like a Google Chrome. I think it's called an extension, and I could use the wrong language. I killed my newsfeed, I don't know, probably like a month ago. It's only in Chrome, so sometimes my Chrome will like be weird, and I'll go into Safari and I catch myself scrolling. But I just have a habit when I open Facebook, I scroll. It's the first thing I do. Even if I've got like a post ready and it's written in a note and I'm going into Facebook to post it, I'll scroll before I do anything. So Google Chrome does not allow you to scroll. There's literally no newsfeed. It allows you to go into your groups. So if you have a Mac and you can use I don't know if maybe you can download Chrome on other devices. I have a Mac. So like my Mac came with Safari. I downloaded Google Chrome and it allows me to basically, like when it's work time, it's work time. Now, if I want to scroll, I can grab my phone and scroll because there's no kill your news feed on your phone that I'm aware of. But just something I wanted to share with you. If you are a squirrel like me and tend to get sidetracked very easily, it's been very helpful and productive for me. I know I'm always, sharing the calls and things to get on as they come about. Monday nights, last night's Dream Team call, Julia Overfield spoke on it. She rocked it with attraction marketing. She's funny and goofy. There's things that she did that I was like, there's no way in hell that I would do. But at the same time, she got the point across. Like, you're never going to see an Angry Bird Hat again and not think of Julia. So if you did not get a chance, I didn't see the recording yet, but as soon as I do, I'll post that. So if you weren't on live, listen to that. She kills it with just, knowing what to, ways to attract different people. And I actually, and it's something I've been meaning to do because I legit have not got a bathing suit yet for Punta Cana, which not that I don't have swimsuits from prior years, but I've tried like 4 times and everything I order, I've purchased, taken home and returned swimsuits to Target on 4 separate occasions. My husband's like, can you please try something other than Target? I'm like, no, but they're cute. But then I get home and they just don't work for me. And then I tried ordering from Victoria's Secret. They didn't work for me. So I posted about that today and I've got like I don't know how many, 50 some comments on it. But my point is there's people on there who commented on that post that like I would have never guessed were even paying attention to what I said. So those types of things, that's part of the attraction marketing, getting people to come to you and comment on your post. But that just opened a door for me to see like who's really watching me. Like if you're going to comment on my swimsuit, you're obviously watching everything else. You just don't comment on them. So make sure you're doing different things like that. Like sometimes it can get, caught up in talking about your workouts and your food and trying to think about what else you can do. Random questions like that allow people to solicit their opinion because people love to give their opinion is huge. And I'll probably do another one. I actually found one at Dick's, Calia brand, if anyone's looking. It's like a little more sporty, full bottom coverage. I don't do the little skimpy bottoms. It's just not for me. So I will probably then post that at some point when I probably post refresh, and I'll post that and just share like thank you to those who gave their opinion to me. This is what I went with. So just think of those things that you can do. And same thing, like if you're ever going out to dinner or going on a date night or whatever you're doing, post like this outfit or this outfit. People love to be able to give their opinions and those types of things. But that call was awesome. Also, the National Wake Up Call on Mondays, the one at 11 o'clock that Beachbody does, they've been putting out it's great to hear about the superstar diamonds. When you hear that they've gone from rags to riches and they have these incredible things that you're just, pretty much only dreaming of. They've been featuring newer coaches and just the tips and ideas and things that they share on those calls. They're just different than the ones you hear from the Superstar Diamonds. That was one that they did on Monday. It had 2 newer diamonds or newer coaches on it. So if you haven't listened to that, listen to it. Always available on your podcast or the dial in, or you can grab the recording on the computer too. But one of the reasons why I wanted to reduce our weekly Tuesday call is because I feel like there's so much stuff. And it can be overwhelming and trying to keep up with it. I mean, I know I literally have a list of calls to listen to from different groups that I'm in of calls, and I want to make sure I go back and listen to it. And it's hard, and it sometimes can be defeating when you feel like you're just constantly listening to calls. But, being that we're not doing this one every Tuesday, make sure you're taking the time to listen to everything else that's available to you. I will hands down say one of the biggest things as far as my early on success in this business was that I soaked up as much information as I could. And in the early days when I didn't have challengers, I was talking to someone about this earlier this week. I literally would, like from the get-go, as soon as I decided I'm going to work this business, I literally have spent Sunday through Thursday nights in this office or an office, wherever I was, working because I knew that it was going to be worth it. And I knew it was going to pay off in the long run. So for the most part, for 3 years, for 5 nights a week, this is when I work. I do not sit on the couch and watch movies with my husband. I just don't do it. He's okay with it because he knows that it's paying off. Now you have to have something to show for it, I think, for husbands to be really supportive and helpful with it. But, I sacrificed that early on, and I still do because it allows me to do other things during the day. So this is my work time. It always has been. And if I don't have work to do, I'm usually Googling something, doing a training, trying to expand. And right now I just started Chalene Johnston's Instagram Impact Academy because I really want to try to focus more on my Instagram. So I'm just starting. So I have not much to share on that yet. But I want to be able to see what's new. That's something she constantly updates. So I wanted to start that. So make sure you're just using your time wisely. I'm not saying that you have to do what I'm doing and that you have to spend, every single weeknight in your office and doing what you're doing. I know that everyone has different things to balance and priorities, but that's something I saw other people do, the coaches that were at a point in their business where I was trying to get to. So I'm like, okay, this is what I've got to do. And I've just always made a priority to listen to all those calls. And when someone, gives a great tip or shares something amazing, I'm like, okay, they're doing this and it's working for them. How can I take that and make it work for me? So keep that in mind. Also, 3-day refresh. I know Allison's doing this now. If you haven't done it yet, do it. I actually used to do them, I think, a little maybe too often. Whenever it first came out, I did them pretty regularly. I've done them less frequently now, but when I do them, I will document the crap out of it when I'm doing it because it just generates discussion. And even if it doesn't bring a whole lot of new people in, there was a girl I sent a hey girl message to from Instagram who then I posted about the refresh yesterday. She's like, what is this? So people who I just literally I forget what I even said to reach out to her, but people will begin to watch you. So this is where you're being so transparent and consistent on your Facebook. And then if you're staying consistent behind the scenes, reaching out to people, this is intriguing to people because they're like, what are you doing? It's only 3 days. I'm hungry right now. I'm drinking my green tea and you best believe I'm not cheating on this thing because I want results. I want to be able to show pictures, results, and say, this is what I did. This is how I beat my candy detox. And maybe people, I think I had 2 challengers that actually, when I talked about it 3 weeks ago and said, I'm going to do this after Easter, I had 2 people buy it. One was a brand new, one person had already done it before. But now that I'm doing it, some people are commenting, I think I want to do this in 2 weeks. Does anyone want to do it with me? It's other people are starting to chime in and it's creating more, discussion. Even if people just want to refresh, I'll tell them about the challenge pack option. Absolutely. And if I have a customer who wants a refresh, I try to get them to convert to a discount coach and buy the refresh with a new challenge pack. That's another thing. But even if they just buy a refresh, they've got to get Shakeology with it for 3 days. And often if they try Shakeology for 3 days, they're going to want to continue it after. So if you haven't done one yet, I highly recommend it. If you, for some reason, don't want to do it or don't think for whatever reason it's right, I don't know. For whatever reason, if you're not going to do it, maybe your husband can do it. If you can share, it's kind of like a quick win. If you can share, sometimes, it takes longer to get great results doing another fitness program, or maybe you have, other things that are going, whatever. This is a way for 3 days, commit to it, be done with it, and just document the heck out of it. And I know, I had done it after a cruise last year's Success Club trip, and it was just really good results because I was really bad on the cruise. But I've used those pictures time and time again. So it allows you to have another transformation photo to share. And it can grasp other people's attention who aren't into the fitness aspect, but are feeling the blah, or, I'll market it as something you can do before a vacation when you're trying to because mine was dual purpose. It was kiss the bloat goodbye from Easter, but also getting ready for Punta Cana. So I've kind of spun it both ways. So if you haven't yet done one, get one, talk to your challengers about it. Hey, I'm still struggling to get back on track after Easter. I've done this before. I know that it can help. Or I've never done this, but I've seen other people do it. Start talking about that and just throw it out to your challengers. If you get one person to do it, that's one. And then if you talk about it publicly on your wall, chances are you'll get other people. Or if you talk about it enough, when people come to a point where they need it, they'll come to you. So, I've literally had tons of people asking me about it. Like I said, 2 people have bought it. So it's not like it's had a huge committal, whatever, you know what I mean, rate at this point, but people are definitely watching it. So I think that was it. Those were all the things that I wanted to cover. So very random call. Those are just some things that have been on my mind that I felt like instead of doing like 6 separate live videos that I could at least hop on and see you guys. And if you're, I know not everyone, there's only me, Melissa, and Reagan, I think are the only people from our team that are going on the Success Club trip. Even if you're not going, here's 2 things. For one, you can like talk about how you see like other people there and how you're going to be there next year, because I'll be honest, whenever I first started coaching in March, the Success Club trip was March. And I still remember, I literally was a brand new coach. And Deidre's like, hey, I'm going on this cruise. I'm not going to have internet access. Can you post for like in the challenge group for the week? And I'm like, you're off on some cruise, gallivanting around, drinking your daiquiris, hanging out with the trainers, and I have to do your dirty work for you. And I remember being like annoyed. And I was like, darn it, I'm going to be on the next trip because I don't like watching her go. I want to go too. So that was a very motivating thing for me. Like to see my coach there, I was like, I'll be damned if I miss this one again. And this is my 3rd trip. It's been very motivating for me. So even if you're not going, you can still leverage it to some extent. You can, make whether it's on your dream board for yourself or whether you share it with other people or you recruit a new coach and say, let's go on this, let's make a commitment now that we're going to make it, or however you want to do it. Just know that it's still a way that you can talk about how this opportunity is there and how you're going to make it something that you're going to do in the future. And also realize that 6,000 coaches are going to be out on the Success Club trip. That's less people who are going to be working their business. So take advantage of that and make sure you're inviting, because if you don't, someone else will. So get out there and, hustle when they're away, when we're away. I will just set the expectation now. There will be Wi-Fi on the resort. I will still be present on social media because that is part of my job. Like, yes, this trip is fun, but I also will, like, this trip is still going to be work for me because this is the prime opportunity for me to share one of the most amazing perks that this business does. So I will be respectful of my husband's time and in our time together. And I will also, squeeze in time to check in with my challengers at a bare minimum to respond to emails and messages. I will probably boost a post on Facebook, like sponsor an ad. That way it's kind of running while I'm sharing publicly what I'm doing. And then the Sunday night when we get back, I'm going to do our business opportunity call. And I posted this in the team page, but I did this once when I went to the New Leader Conference and it seemed to work well. So while I'm away, I'll share different things. Like if there's a new product announcement in any way, like I'll share that into the Backstage Pass group. So I'll share like a couple things. Maybe, some things might go to just my wall. Some things might just go to that group. Some things might go to our team page, but I'm going to kind of just try to share amongst all the different things. But I want to share things into that like Backstage group to show people, what it's like there. And I can obviously do it kind of dual purpose. I can do a video somewhere, a live video, and then download it and then repost it into the group. But there's a lot of people, and I know some of you guys have added people into that sneak peek group who haven't committed. I mean, I know I have tons of people in there who have just been added because at some point they expressed interest and they've never actually joined or even joined a challenge group. So I'm using this as an opportunity to, like pull something else. Like I said, for me, watching my coach go on that trip was really motivating for me. And it was something that I was like, there's no way that at that point in time, my husband and I were going to be able to go on an all-inclusive vacation and do the things that she was doing. Like that just wasn't in the cards for us at that time. So when I saw her on that trip, I saw myself a year later being able to take my husband. Like I wanted to be able to do that for him through the work I was doing. So I will still share it, and that, maybe that will be something that other people who have been thinking about it will see too, and it will entice them to want to go. Whew. I think that is everything. So make sure you get to try the UV2 tomorrow because that's a one-day thing. And if you have questions, by all means, let me know. I'll post this recording, and I will go check in the Dream Team too to see if the call from Monday was uploaded as well. So have a great night. And as always, if you guys need something while I'm away, you can shoot me a message, post in the team page. I just might not be as responsive because I probably won't have my phone on me at all times, or, I don't know how internet. I know when we were in Cancun, there was Wi-Fi on the resort there, but because there were so many coaches, there was a lot of people on the Wi-Fi. So it was super slow. So I only ever really did any work from my hotel or from the room. So, all right, I'll stop rambling. That's all I got. Thank you very much for getting on tonight and sharing your night with me. And I will talk to y'all soon. Good night.